Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Do Life Together, a podcast by Kay and Tay. I'm Taylor, and this is my host, Khalil.
This is my host, my co-host.
My co-host, sorry. I'm your host, Taylor, and this is my co-host, Khalil. And we're back with another episode. This is a fun time, you guys, because in case you couldn't already tell and or notice, we have a new jar because there is a new holiday coming up. Funny enough, this has now become one of my favorite holidays after it used to be one of my most hated holidays because for those of you who don't know, our anniversary is actually Valentine's Day. Yes,
Indeed.
Khalil's very romantic, so I'm excited. I love it. And my birthday's in February, so we have a lot of big things coming up for the month. So we have our new backdrop, which is red. We have our new jar, which is red. Ray Dunn, also my favorite, artist that I'm constantly buying her things from TJ Maxx.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. So, and of course, Harold is back.
Harold.
Our VIP guest here. So, without further ado, let's get into today's episode.
Let's get it.
We have an exciting topic. I read an article from BuzzFeed about 8 things happy couples never do. And immediately I knew that this was something we had to have talked about on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm really excited to know what they are.
I know. Khalil has no idea what the list is because I found it. I prepped for the episode all by myself.
And I want to see if we never do them.
So I know. I'm intrigued to see how it goes even between us conversational wise, what we think we do and don't do, and maybe some things we should work on as well.
For sure.
So let's get right into it. The first one is they don't shy away from tough conversations.
That's a really good one.
I think it's a good one too.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people tend to hold things back and they don't want to talk about things because it's uncomfortable or because they're nervous or they just push conversations back. Like, oh, I'll do it another time. Oh, we'll talk about it later. And later never comes. Yeah, so I think that's a really good one.
I agree, especially things, and I think we may have mentioned this before, things like, your religious beliefs, whether or not you want to have kids. I hate to say that those are tough conversations, but they can be if you and your partner aren't immediately aligned and on the same page when it comes to what your long distance or long-term goals are, especially for your relationship and just for your life and your personal life.
That's very true.
So, a great example, I was just having a conversation this morning, funny enough, with my mom, who was married once before she met my dad. And she told me they were together 7 years. They never once had a conversation about whether or not they wanted kids.
Dang.
And I was like, that was your first hint.
Yeah.
that was not the man for you. Because the fact that you weren't even thinking about it or didn't want to talk about it, but you knew deep down you always wanted children, it was very interesting to me.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
yeah. And then obviously they divorced and then she met my dad and ta-da. But but I thought that was interesting, And I feel like that's definitely a conversation you should have before marriage. So, and then just to touch on what we do, I definitely think we're good at having conversations that are tough or having the conversations that a lot of people like to put off. I think we're very good at doing that. And I think we've already had, I would say, a majority of the tough conversations that couples will have. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
I'm sure
Kids,
there's going to
faith.
be other things that are going to come up.
For
that
sure.
I can't think of right now, but
For sure.
yeah, whenever something does come up, we just talk about it.
Do you feel like in your personal life and the examples you've seen of relationships as well, that your parents, a great example for you, do you feel like they have always done a good job as well of having tough conversations, even being at the part of their relationship that they're at now when they've been married for years, they're constantly conversing and constantly talking about stuff?
I'm sure. They never have those conversations near us. I think that's one of the reasons why it kept my view on relationships the way it is, because I've never seen them have hard conversations or yell at each other and all of that, and just get in arguments. They obviously get in little arguments here and there about silly
a little
stuff,
kerfuffle, as I call it.
yeah, but never serious things, things that affect their relationship. They never had those conversations near us, so
They keep it private.
I've never seen them yell at each other or fight or anything.
Yeah.
It was just always cordial, and they
Yeah.
did a good job on, I'm sure they have the conversations.
Of course,
They've been
yeah, of
together
course.
since God knows so long. They met when they were teenagers.
Like us.
Yeah, well, even younger than us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, yeah, they did a good job on keeping those things to themselves and then knowing what to show us and what we hear and being aware of us as well.
I like that. I think that's really great.
Yeah.
Good. So far, I feel like we're safe on the first one, at least us
Yes.
as a couple. The second one, they don't keep score. And they meant like when it comes to arguments, are you keeping track of,
Oh, yeah.
So
That's silly.
right off the bat, I think that's definitely an unhealthy thing to be doing.
Yeah.
So I have this belief that like once something has been talked about and once it has been resolved, I forget what the saying is, but it's like, let sleeping dogs lie or let something. There's like a phrase that people use when they're like, when it's already been handled and it's already been dealt with, leave it alone. Don't, bring things up. Don't track, well, this time he said that. And so now next time I'm going to bring this up, like those kind of things. I think that can lead to more unhealthy habits further down the road. So it's something you should just try to nip in the butt at the beginning,
I agree.
And we're not in competition with each other. We're in competition with the problem. So there shouldn't be a score kept between us at all, in my personal opinion.
100%.
Go team.
I don't even have anything to add to that. That was perfect. I agree wholeheartedly with that.
The third one, they don't hold grudges.
Yeah.
I think grudges age us faster, to be quite honest. And I'm not really good at that. Like, I don't do a good job, in my personal opinion, of letting things go, but not with you. That's like relationships outside of us. Like with us, I don't hold grudges because there's nothing to hold a grudge about. And if there's ever been anything that's ever bothered me or overwhelmed me, I feel confident that we've talked about it and we've moved forward.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like you're a grudge holder when it comes to our
I
relationship?
don't like to hold grudges. It's just bad energy kept inside of you.
Agreed.
And you shouldn't do that.
Agreed. So, even when it comes to that, I would just recommend that if you feel you're holding on to something and you need to bring it up, at least allow the space for your partner to bring it up to you or feel comfortable to go to your partner to talk about it so that you don't have to hold a grudge.
Agree.
I think that's important as well. I feel the reason that we hold grudges sometimes is because we feel like we didn't resolve whatever the problem was.
100%.
So you're holding on to it because you're maybe uncomfortable, you're nervous, you feel silly. Oh, I'm going to bring it up again and he's going to say this, she's going to say that.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I think if you provide a comfortable environment for them to come to you and just kind of say like, look, this is still bothering me and I don't want to hold on to it. Can we talk about it again? Or can we come to a different solution or whatever it is that you have to get off your chest? Because at the end of the day, you always have to remember you have to protect your peace. And it's important for you both to protect your peace as well as a couple. So everything should be worked on together when it's something that affects the other person.
100%. Feel like people tend to hold on to things when things are left unsaid. They ponder in their head and they're like, just communicate. It always goes back to communication and let everything out in, a nice manner.
Like, don't scream it at each other.
But talk to each other and just figure out the issue and solve the issue together.
Absolutely.
Number 4, they don't call each other names.
That's a big one.
Yep.
I would never.
Like cuss at each other.
Yeah, or like call you stupid.
Yeah.
Or like you're an idiot, you're a loser, like I hate that. I just think that is so unnecessary.
Agreed.
And I hate hearing stories from anybody that I know that their partner ever did such a degrading thing because you have to remember no matter what you say, even if it's in the heat of the moment, you can't take it back.
For sure.
And it's very offensive, especially coming from somebody that's supposed to be the other part of your safe space in your life.
100%.
So I definitely think it's overstepping.
You feel like you can't even come to this person.
Exactly.
Or, be yourself and talk about things that might be affecting you.
Absolutely.
Because, you have that.
Almost like a doubt. Because then you also might end up in a place where you feel like, well, how do you really feel about me? You think I'm stupid now? Then how many other times have you thought I'm stupid and you've never brought it up until this moment?
Yep.
And now I'm this, or now I'm whatever, And then you might wonder, what could it progress to? If you think I'm stupid now, like what could come after that on the next argument, the next conversation?
100%.
So I don't like it. Obviously, pet names we encourage. Babe, baby, Honey Nut Cheerio,
Honey Nut Cheerio.
Sugar Plum,
Sugar Plum.
Honey Bunches of Oats.
My caramel. Mel Morzine. My
Oh, see,
paixão.
anything in Portuguese is an absolute yes. I love that.
Oh my God. Okay, number 5. They don't snoop.
Oof.
Yep. Don't be snooping, people.
Do not snoop. Don't snoop. Just don't. I hate to be repetitive with the communication thing,
Yeah.
but if you're curious or you're wondering or you're having anxiety,
Just ask.
just ask.
Yeah.
Just ask. Because I also feel like sometimes snooping can lead you to see something you might not understand.
Yeah. 'Cause
Or
if you go in, like if you're snooping and you're thinking of something, you're going to go in and anything that you find, you're going to turn it into whatever it is that you want it to be.
Absolutely.
You know? So just ask.
for sure.
That's it.
Now, I will say, in the defense of those of us who gave in to the snooping,
Yeah.
if you did see something or find something, and you know for a fact you're not crazy, deal with it the way you want to, okay? But just like, I feel like you should try to avoid it as much as you can, just because it's gonna affect you more than it's gonna affect them at the end of the day.
That's
And you have to protect your peace, So if you can avoid the little temptation and you can just, hey, this is what I'm feeling. It's making me want to look into your phone and see kind of like what's going on, or look into this or look into that. Just, let them know. This is how I'm feeling. You acting a little suspicious. I might have to scope it out if you don't
acting a
tell
little
me what's
suspicious.
going on,
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it just comes down to trust. If you
sure.
don't feel like you need to, then it comes down to trust. If you trust your partner or you don't trust your partner, you shouldn't be with someone that you don't trust. So
touching on that, how do you feel about the concept of having passwords, like shared passwords? Do you think like
yeah,
they should be shared? Do you think it's an overstep if your partner has your password, or
I don't really care. It's
me either?
whatever.
Your face is literally in my phone.
Literally.
Because
It's
it's
like-
whatever to me.
Whatever. If you want the password, then have the password. If you don't want the password, then
Don't have the
don't have the password. It's like,
I agree.
whatever.
I agree. But I also feel like if that's something that is important to the person and you don't have anything to hide, I don't see why it would be a big deal.
Yeah.
If like you ask and you're like, hey, I've had some trauma in the past. That was a barrier of mine. How do you feel about it? And you're like, I got nothing to hide, but I don't really think it's that necessary. Just maybe, extend the courtesy to your partner and be like, yeah, I'll do it for you. I don't think we need to do it, but if you want to, like, that's okay, because I respect your reasonings behind it.
Number 6, they don't lie to each other.
Sometimes I feel like we might lie about how we're feeling.
Yeah. It takes a while to get things out of you sometimes.
Look, I can't help myself because sometimes I want to fight my personal battle alone.
Yeah.
And that's part of my problem. It's like, I don't do a good job accepting support from people because I'm always the support for everybody.
Yes.
So when I'm feeling like overwhelmed or whatever it is, stressed, anxious, I tend to like, okay, you have to fight this battle by yourself because everybody comes to you when they're feeling this. You can't go to them because you have to show them that you're this strong, solid front and you can handle anything, like you're constantly telling them. So sometimes it's hard for me to kind of give in and then come to you and say, gosh, man, like this is what I'm feeling, you know?
But I think it's okay. It's just how you are as a person.
True.
But then it becomes, for me, I have to be patient and just know how to communicate with you, which I do. Because if it's a person that doesn't know you, if I didn't know that that's how you were, I'm just thinking, oh, she doesn't want to talk to me. She doesn't trust me, or she doesn't want me to know things. You're going to have all types of assumptions. But, I know who you are and I know how to communicate with you. And I always get it out of you.
True.
And we always talk about it.
That is true.
And we always come out better on the other side.
True. But I feel like that's one situation where it's like, I know people always say it's never okay to lie to your partner, But sometimes if you're asking me like, oh, okay, how are you? But how are you really? And I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's why I'm lying to you. Because in that moment, I don't want to talk about it. But I'm not mentally aware enough to say to you, hey, I'm not fine. I don't want to talk about it right now. Could we talk in an hour? So
Like white lies.
yeah.
Yeah.
How are you today? I go,
Like
fine.
little tiny lies.
Like, did you buy a new Squishmallow?
Nope.
What? What? Why would you ask me that?
Yeah.
As it's hidden behind the other pile of Squishmallows so he doesn't notice.
Agreed.
I do be lying. Now that I think about it, I do be lying.
I do be lying.
Soon as he asks me, like, oh, did you get a new? I'm like, what? Why would you think that? Why are you asking me? Did you see something? And he's like, it's looking at me. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how that got there.
Yeah. But like even like big things, I get it, but don't. It just you're delaying the inevitable, because lies will always come out one way or the other.
Absolutely.
So I feel like you should just communicate and talk about everything, and then whatever it is,
Agreed.
figure out from there.
Number 7, they don't treat their partner like an opponent.
Oh, I like that.
And I love that because you always say it's not us versus each other, it's us versus the problem.
Yeah, it's like you said earlier, it's the same thing. You're a partnership, you're partners, and whatever it is that is coming at you, you're attacking it together.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Enough said, truly.
Isn't
with that
much
one.
to that one. Yeah.
I know. And the last one, number 8, they don't take each other for granted.
Oh, yep.
Definitely agreed.
The small things that you do for me,
For sure.
amazing. The small things I do for you, I hope they're amazing.
They are. They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important.
It's extremely important.
Because I feel like one of the more common things you hear about people that end up separated, and they're like, oh, man, like it was those things that I took for granted, which is what led to us breaking up or led to us disagreeing on things or whatever, because you don't appreciate all of the things, the little things, the big things, everything,
Yeah, I even see certain comments under our posts like, oh, my ex-boyfriend used to do this. Oh, my ex-girlfriend used to do this. And it's like, damn, they didn't see it back then, or they took it for granted back then. And now they're like looking back, like, damn, she really did love me, or she did care about me, or she did the small things that none of these other people were doing, know? So, yeah, just pay attention to everything. Pay attention to the big things, and most importantly, the small things. I think the small things are 10 times more important than the big things, because everybody could do
a grand
big
gesture.
things,
Yeah.
even if they're not super into you. Like, oh, I know that if I do this, like,
Of course.
it's almost like manipulative.
Yes.
In a way.
Absolutely.
So the small things that are consistent, that really matter to me personally.
Absolutely. I agree. I think the smaller things is really where your heart is at for a person. The things that you don't necessarily feel like you're looking for recognition on, like replacing their toothpaste because their toothpaste is empty. And you're like, dang, that's aggravating. I would want my toothpaste full. So I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? But like, that's a little thing that you're not looking for, like, oh my God, wow, you really did that? That's crazy. But it's like, man, like, that they're going to wake up in the morning and be like, like, I don't have to stress about the fact that my toothpaste is empty because now it isn't. Like, to me, those are like almost more romantic than anything huge.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying don't take me to Bali. Let's not get it twisted, okay? Bali. I'm going to start whispering that around his cell phone at night. Bali.
So I get like random recommendations.
So his ads are, take your partner to Bali. But I really do believe that is one. Taking your partner for granted is definitely not something you want to do.
Don't take them for granted, people.
Well, that was the end of that.
Okay.
I think it was a good list. I like it.
I agree.
And it was written by a couples therapist who has been in the business for a really, really long time and has just taken notes over years of the things she's noted between the couples that are doing really well and the couples that are not doing as well.
Nice.
So that was why I really liked the article. And I read the whole thing. I'll make sure that I put the link to the article in the description of the video so that you guys can go take a look at it if you would like and read the more in-depth details that she also gave from more of a professionalism point of view. Who's ready for some pet peeves?
Oh, pet peeves.
I love a pet peeve. I love a pet peeve. I love to talk about some stuff I don't like. I feel like I find more camaraderie amongst people who agree to dislike something as much as me than people who like something as much as I like something.
I
As
see.
crazy as that sounds.
That's funny.
You know, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Do you want to start us off, Mister? I'm excited to talk about this pet peeve.
Sure.
Get us going, sir. We're ready. We're ready. Y'all ready? Okay, good talk.
First, when people are talking during movies, shut up. Watch the movie and do not speak.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
Hate that. In
You're
the
like,
movie theater, especially in the movie theater, because why are you speaking in a movie theater?
true.
But also, if you're in a group watching a movie, like, just stay quiet.
True.
Or you could speak, of course, like, especially if you're in a group of friends, you're gonna talk about the, why are you going in there? But people that are constantly commenting on every single thing, like,
A yapper.
shut up. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
annoying.
It is definitely annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't seen the movie.
Yep.
Because then you might miss something. But I will admit, me and my best friend Bella, we are yappers, but we usually only yap together. Like, we'll watch stuff on purpose together because we know that, like, we're going to chit chat. So we know, like, what's safe to watch just us and with other people. Like, she and I cannot watch a horror movie in a group with people because we get so nervous that we have to talk out loud a little bit. Like, oh my God, she's going to open the closet door. Oh, why would you go in there? Why would you go in there? Because, like, it helps us get that little anxious energy out. But hopefully we're not too bad. Because I know you've watched a lot of movies with me and Bella. And I feel like we are a little bit yappy. But
No, you guys don't. But it's not unnecessary talk. And
Okay.
it's not consistently like it's
Every 5
okay,
seconds.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about this dumb situation that's happening.
Right.
It's like,
Okay. That's
It's
fair.
the right place for it.
That's fair. So it's not too aggravating.
It's not aggravating at all.
Okay, good. That's
I
all that
have a
matters.
sexy voice too, so it helps.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Mine is drivers who don't signal.
Oh yeah.
Please use your signal.
Yeah.
It's there for a reason. It's not there to make the car look cute. It has a functional purpose.
Yeah.
Is to help you, help me, help you. You know? I can't stand it, especially if I'm behind somebody and they're turning right into a hidden quick driveway on like a regular road, not in a neighborhood, a regular road, and they just boop slam on the brakes, and I'm like, where are you going? Now I'm not saying I'm riding on people's butt because I'm not, but if we're going a quick speed and you suddenly woo woo to the right, I'm like, what's going on? I always say to Khalil, maybe they have a stomach ache. Because
Yeah.
it makes me feel better if I see people doing weird things that I'm like, maybe they're not feeling well and they're in a rush to get to their destination because you never know what could be going on with somebody's bowels. So
got
if
a
something
toot.
happens, you know what I'm saying? For real. It's
true.
happened to me. You get a little tummy ache, you got home real quick, but I'm still going to use my signal. That's the difference. So please signal.
Use your signals, people.
Thank you.
They're there
We
for a
appreciate
reason.
it. They are there for a reason. Come on now. Functionality, people. Shoot.
I hate it. My next one is when people cough or sneeze and they don't cover their mouths.
Tell me why that gives me a little bit of an ick.
Nasty.
Like, it gives me a little bit of an ick.
Me too.
Especially if it's just, like, straight on. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, blah, 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 achoo. I'm like, whoa.
Just little tsunami over
like,
here. What is
whoa,
going on? Is it
freaking
raining?
splash
Like,
zone at
what's
SeaWorld.
happening?
Reel it in, okay? Reel
I don't
it
like
in.
that.
I don't like it either.
I'm a bit of a germaphobe too, so like
You are.
that also just freaks me out.
True.
Yeah.
Especially because I just recently had this happen to me. I went out to dinner with my mom and we went to one of my favorite restaurants close by our house, and it's kind of tiny on the inside, Fohana. And there was like a family sitting kind of not super close to us, but close enough. And this one person was having like a major cough attack. But you know how you can tell the difference between like, oh, I choked a little on something, so now I'm coughing, versus I probably have the flu and I'm going to cough up a lung into my bowl of noodles.
Yeah.
That's kind of what was happening. And there was no covering whatsoever. It was just cough going all over the place. And I just kind of thought like, this is when I feel germophobic a little bit because I'm like, it's going everywhere, you know?
Man,
I hate to be judgmental, but I'm like, please don't cough
I don't.
at me like that.
If you're coughing like that, I'm gonna judge you.
I mean, we literally ate our dinner so fast
Yeah.
just so we could leave because I was like, ugh. and no judgment if you have like something going on. There could be like a medical situation happening, but like at least, cover up or something,
Yeah, cover up.
Just saying. Not trying to
Just
judge
saying.
people, but
What's your last one?
people who don't say thank you or acknowledge you when you open a door for them.
Oh my God, yeah.
Especially
Like
if
I'm
I
gonna
open the door
shut it in your face.
for a man.
Yeah.
I hate that. I'm like, you don't even have to say thank you, but a little, smile, a nod of like acknowledgement. Hey, you opened the door for me. Thank you so much. Or anything like passing by, getting out of somebody's way, in and out of the elevator. I literally want to like trip people when they don't say anything. Because I'm like, it doesn't hurt to be nice, I got out of your way. The least you could do is, oh gosh, oh, thank you. Or
The
let me hold the
door,
door.
the door, I definitely feel that 100%. Because it's like, they make me feel like I'm supposed to open the door. Like, what are you doing?
Do you feel like,
Say thank you.
does that
At
feel like
least.
a gender role thing for you? Like they're
No
expecting you to hold
gender. It
open the
doesn't
door?
matter. It's just whoever it is. I think it's just a common courtesy that you should just say thank you.
Agree. I agree. I really can't stand when I do it for a man and he's like my age and he walks by me and then proceeds to say nothing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's giving icky vibes, sir. Don't be doing that.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Just be nice.
Just
Say
be
thank
nice.
you.
It's free.
Doesn't cost you anything.
FREE.
Free 99.
Free 99. Hello, mystery box. 'Tis your time to shine.
It's misery box time now?
It is indeed.
No more pet peeves?
No more pet peeves.
Ooh, okay.
Jumping right into my favorite part of the whole podcast.
We're going to do 3 questions total this time.
Total.
Yes.
Not each.
Not each.
He's ripping you guys off. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do.
So we can create some
Build up for the next one?
expectations for the next episode.
Agreed.
Here we
Agreed.
go.
Okay. So this one's mine.
And I already picked mine too, yeah.
Okay. I'll go first.
All right.
So then we'll only have one more at the bottom. Mm-hmm. I mean, what? Just another question after this. Okay. So me first. What's the most random or weird thing you guys first notice about each other?
Oof. First thing I noticed about you. I don't know. You had an interesting style, I guess.
It's like, watch yourself. I literally know what you're referring to when you say I had an interesting style. Are you referring to the little hats that I used to wear?
Yeah.
Khalil. Oh my gosh, you guys.
And the hoodies, it was like all the way up. Literally, if it went up to here, she probably would have zipped it all the way up. Like literally, always hella covered up, which is respectable, of course. And yeah, the little beanie.
Leave me in my little beanie.
And your hair was always straight. You never had curls.
I did. I had a perm when we first met.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It was very interesting.
Very interesting.
You just, look like almost like a little dude.
Not a little dude. Babe.
That's funny.
I'm going to freaking remember that you said that. Look, I'm keeping score. It's already happening.
Holding
We're
a grudge.
converting. That's so funny.
I love your laugh.
I would say with you, it was probably the fact that you can't touch your food. Like the first time we went out to eat together, I remember you grabbed a napkin to hold your burger. And I was like, why are you holding the burger inside a napkin? And you're like, oh, I don't like to touch it. I don't want to hold the burger with my hands. And I was like, oh, that's very interesting.
I eat with both of my hands.
Yeah. And you always like create a setup. Like when you're going to eat, everything has to be like, okay, the fries are here and then like a little spot for the ketchup and then, like a little place that you're very clean and very organized when you eat.
It's because I eat with both hands. So like, especially if I'm eating like a burger or something, like the burger will be here and this hand will always be free. And then I'll get everything else with this hand. So I'm eating here and I'm eating here and I'm eating here and I'm eating here. Yeah.
You're so funny. And the fact that you don't drink your drink until after you've eaten.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. I have to take a sip of whatever I'm drinking in between every bite because I have a fear of choking.
I get full if I do that. So I like to eat first.
Oh,
and
me
then,
too.
And also the drink is a lot more satisfying because I'm really thirsty by that time.
Oh, that's true. All right.
Yeah.
Fair.
Exactly.
You're so funny.
As a method to my madness. What's a funny or embarrassing moment you've had together that still makes you laugh.
Oh, God. I feel like we're thinking about the exact same thing
What is it?
because it's almost funny and embarrassing, but looking back, it is. In the moment, I
Yeah.
genuinely thought we were going to get kidnapped.
Oh yeah, we're thinking of the same exact moment.
Really? Like, I'm telling you guys, full honesty, I kind of thought,
No,
like,
I
this
didn't
could
think we
be
were
it.
gonna get kidnapped,
You
but
did it?
I see what I see what you mean.
That man could have got us. Don't even.
No.
I'll start the story and I will let Khalil finish it.
Yeah.
As you guys know, we are planning to move to a city close by to us called Long Beach. We love Long Beach. And we've done a lot of apartment touring. Like, I swear we have seen half of the apartment buildings in the city of Long Beach. We've
100%.
been all over the place. And we had one day where we booked what? I think I may have booked us 5 tours that were like back to back to back. And one of them was by this building that was like there was like a building a block over from a tour we had scheduled, but it was the last one of the day. And I said, hey, there's like that building over there. It looks really nice. Why don't we just walk over? Maybe we could see if they have some time to show us around. We could just get a quick tour. And he was like, yeah, of course. So we walk over. We're having a great day. Like, it's been a very productive day. Everyone's been super friendly, very welcoming. So we walk into the building and there's 2 guys at the front desk. And we just kind of said, hey, we're interested, we're looking for an apartment, blah, blah, blah. This is like, what we're interested in. We were wondering if there's any chance you guys had any availability for a tour. And then one of the guys standing behind the desk immediately was like, oh, you guys are interested? Like, this is one of the best buildings ever. You guys would absolutely love it here. There's so many amenities, and just giving the greatest sales pitch that I think I've ever received on a building, to be honest with you. And then you want to take over from there. As we toured around and
Yeah, so well, we went up to the guy in the front desk. We were asking him about the tour, and then somebody else was coming down the stairs. This other guy, and he was like, "Oh, like I could give him a tour," and then he was talking to everybody else, and like we're like, "Oh, he knows everybody." He greeted them by name. They greeted him by name. And we're like, "Okay, cool." He was like, "Yeah, like if you're not doing anything, like I could just take him on a tour right now." So we're like, "Oh, cool." And then this guy starts taking us on the tour. And then we're like, okay, this is this place. And he's showing all the different amenities and the
overly
pool. And
detailed.
he's a chatty catty. All right. He was talking about everything, like his life. And he was just everything. And that's when we were like, all right, this is a little too much. I don't know what's happening.
I feel like that was when we got suspicious, actually, was because I remember when we were out by the pool,
Yeah.
he said something, and I was like, I feel like somebody would only say that if they lived in the building,
Yeah.
not if they worked at the building. So I was starting to kind of get a little bit of a weird vibe, and I remember we started making eye contact with each
Yep.
other when he would look away, kind of like, why does this feel weird suddenly? And then we realized after we're probably like 20 minutes into this tour, you guys.
It's the longest
And
tour of all time.
if you've ever been on an apartment tour, that's usually where it's ending. It's like they're very quick. They take you up, they show you what's available. Here's the amenities. Let me know what you think. Here's my email. Goodbye. And he said something, and I was like, oh, do you know somebody who lives in the building? And he was like, I live in the building. And we were like, what?
And it
is
turns
going
out
on?
they weren't apartment buildings. Like, well, they were apartment buildings.
No, they were condos.
They were
They were
condos.
condos, not even apartments.
And yeah, so you purchase them. You don't rent them. And then if you wanted to rent, you would rent from somebody that lived there that wanted to rent theirs out, because they're all, you purchase everything.
They're all owned, yeah.
So then, yeah, that's when we were like, yeah, this is weird. And then towards the end, we're at the elevator and he's like, oh, let me take you guys up to see my apartment or my condo. And we're like,
because he's like, I want to give you guys the full experience.
Yeah.
So I'll just show you my place. When I tell you guys, I'm usually very assertive and I'm good at like, oh, no, thank you. We're good, whatever. I looked at Khalil and I was like, I'm panicking. And I literally said to him, like, on the low, like, you got to say something, because I don't know how to gently, because you know how you kind of, I watch a lot of TV. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, Law and Order and stuff. Okay, I know what goes on. SVU, dun dun, not gonna be me. Okay, so I was like, what if he's like a weirdo and like, he's let me take you up and show you my place on tour. So Khalil's like, oh, you know what? We actually have another apartment tour to get to, so we don't even have time. And he's like, oh, well, like, I should get your guys' contact information because you could come another time. Then he's telling us that he's like a DJ and something. And
but it was weird because he was like pushy a little bit.
Very.
That's when it was like, okay, that's
Overkill. Because it'll
was
only
weird.
take 10 minutes. We'll just go up. It'll be really quick. Blah, blah, blah. And then what made it even worse, first of all, was dude at the front desk said nothing.
Literally.
And once I started paying attention to everybody's facial expression as he was walking us around, I was like, oh, sir, they don't even like you. Or like you could tell you talk too much or you're something. Because
He talked a lot.
people were looking at us like, why are you walking around with him? But nobody said anything. And I was
To
like,
make it even worse, when we were leaving, he was like, "Oh, let me walk you to your car."
Oh my
Bro,
God.
we parked all the way
So far away.
freaking down the street, and this guy, oh Jesus, he was talking to us all the way over there.
Walked us
God.
all the way to the door of my car. And Khalil literally had to open my door, like get me in, close it, and then be like, okay, like, thanks, have a great day. We're leaving now.
Yep.
And he stood there and waited for us to pull away. And I was like,
that was crazy.
so now we have this like inside joke where every time we drive by the building, we're like, there's the building.
Yep.
And we just hate that building now. So
Yeah.
that's, I don't think it's embarrassing, but like kind of shame on both of us for not being like,
It's like a funny
are you
moment.
wearing a name tag? Do you work here?
Yeah.
Who are you, sir? So, but looking back, it is kind of funny. But in the moment, I genuinely thought we could have got.
We weren't.
We weren't.
No.
You had us.
Yes.
Because I did it. I was panicking. I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And we love all of God's children, but that one was a little not our vibe.
Yeah.
So, last question. That was a great one. Shout out to whoever wrote that. For me?
Yes. I like when you read things.
Okay. This is cute. If you could only eat one meal together for the rest of your lives, what would it be? What's something we both really like to eat together?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I already know.
100% I know.
Okay. We're going to say it at the same time? See if we're in the same thing?
Like 1, 2,
Wait, are we
3, and then
naming a
say it.
place or what the item is?
The food, the type of food.
Okay.
Not the type, just, what it is.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3, and then we say it.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Seafood board. Oh, there we go. See, perfect. I love it.
I knew it. I was going to say shrimp lovers.
Yep.
Because we
100%.
love that.
I kind of want that.
Me too. It sounds good.
We'll do it.
Have we done a vlog and shown them how we do our seafood boils?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Oh, we just did a seafood boil,
Mm-hmm.
a special one. That one was good. Not as good as our OG spot, but it was good.
Yeah.
That was a good question.
That would definitely be,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And I could survive off seafood for the rest of my life, to be honest with you, because it's so freaking good. Oh my God. I love it.
Yep.
Good question. I like that.
Let's do one more.
You see that, guys? You
So
see
it's
what
even.
happened? He changed his mind so fast.
So it's even.
Good. I like this.
I
Another
don't
one.
like unevenness.
put the lid
Who's
back.
more likely to survive a zombie apocalypse? And how would you help each other stay alive?
Ooh. I'm going to give you two main reasons why Taylor is not surviving a zombie apocalypse, okay? One, zombies, me looking at them, seeing them in person, not going to happen because I'm probably going to pass out and or have a heart attack. And the second reason is because I don't know how to use any weapons, okay? I literally got nothing. I got my purse. What do I have? I used to have pepper spray, but I went to Disneyland and they made me throw it away. So now I don't even have pepper spray. And who knows if pepper spray even works on a zombie? So if it comes down to it and we had to team up, I'd have to hold down the fort, wherever our fort was, and hope to the Lord that nobody, zombie is coming at me because I might lose the fort too. So he's got to be the one to go out and freaking forage for food and find medicine because I'm going to need medicine. I'm a tummy ache girl. So he's going to have to go out there and do all the hard work, the nitty gritty, while I just stay back and just hope nothing happens.
Yep.
And that's embarrassing.
But you're smart.
But it is what it is. And at least I can admit it. I'm not a good partner. If it comes down to it, leave me behind and you go.
And if anything, any medical things come up, which they will come up because it's a freaking zombie apocalypse.
I got you.
You'll be able to take
Yeah,
care
I
of
got
me.
you.
So that's how you will be able to help.
That's fine. That makes me feel a little bit better. So I do serve a small purpose there.
No, big purpose.
Fair. All right, go team.
We got this. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you make sure you subscribe to this new channel because, this is a new channel that we're going to be uploading all of our podcasts. Everything podcast related is going to be on this channel. And make sure you go subscribe to our main channel as well. Everything will be in a bio.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. And also comment below and let us know what your pet peeves are of the week because they could change next week. So don't be shy. Let me know what's irritating you right now.
Yep. Make sure you stay tuned on Instagram. We will be putting the little question box over there so you could put your questions in there and there will be in here for the next episode.
Absolutely. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.